Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Silver Tears Tarot, and welcome to a soulmate snapshot. So, this is the question of what is in the energy that we woke up to today. I definitely woke up to a couple of notes from people who are, there are people in all different time zones. So, people who are kind of getting around to it a little bit before I am. I get notes from people that are west of here in the United States saying, hey, things are weird in the energy. I woke up, I had these really crazy dreams, can't quite put my finger on it, all kinds of interesting things. And I thought that today would be a good day to really just kind of take a look into that energy that we woke up to, because it feels like there's been some sort of a shift, or maybe something is in the process of shifting right now. And maybe that's what we're taking a look into. Either way, it'll be a soulmate snapshot, so it'll be relatively quick. It's not one that has an attached, or it won't have an extended associated with it. So this will just be kind of, let's get in and take a look at what's happening with the energy and go from there. Of course, it's a general reading, so it won't resonate with everybody, shouldn't resonate with everybody. But if it resonates with you, go ahead and subscribe. Maybe take a look at some of the other messages as well, because they're all connected. So you'll be seeing other messages there that would be relevant to your situation as well. So we're going to start out with just kind of, let's start with what's in the energy. What is in this energy today? Okay, fairly quickly that has come out. And this Eight of Swords wants to come out separately. Three of Cups. Ooh, this is unrest with a third-party energy. Unrest with a... Okay, here's the thing. There is more than one set of you out there. Somebody's waking up to unrest with their own third-party energy. They are waking up and finding out that something's going on at work. They're waking up and they've got an angry, roommate, spouse, person that's in their life. And then here with the Eight of Swords, we have a lot of, I guess, overthinking that just kind of goes along with it. This is definitely a sudden sort of energy. It's like, and in some cases it's going to be people. So that was one camp, the people who wake up and there's something going on in your life. The other camp, there's people are going to, your person is having something that's happening in their life where all of a sudden they wake up and it's on fire is all I can think. They wake up and things are very suddenly creating issues. There's a lot in the energy. Ooh, we have the Lovers card. All right. Somebody has, this isn't going to be everybody. This is going to be some people. Somebody has found out about the depth of the emotion that's going on with the two of you. And maybe it hasn't made its way to you yet. Or maybe it has, if this is you, if that's the nature of your third party issue. So this is a lot of really intense emotion, and it's not going to be everybody that has that is married and their spouse now knows that you exist. It's not going to be everybody that's like that. It's going to be, in some cases, it's going to be a little bit different. And I feel like the other way that this could come out, it's not necessarily you, but it's something that is like very adjacent in the energetic space. So it may not be that they found out about you. It may be that they found out about something that, and I get that, like, somebody found out about something. It does have that sense to it. But it may be something that, like, they found out that you are, or that your person is wanting to walk away. And they suspect it's because of this energy. They don't specifically have to know your name or about who you are. Okay, so Eight of Cups, you're not ready, they're not ready. There's a sense of not being ready for this energy or this stuff being on fire. Wow, what is going on here? We have the Devil in reverse. Somebody is no longer being held under something else's control. We're in a place where there's been a sudden shift to where the control sits. 10 of Pentacles, it reminds me of, like, I don't know, it's some sort of, they've leveraged, it's like judo, they've leveraged their opponent's weight to get the advantage. all of a sudden now they're on top of whatever it is that was controlling them. You've got a Ten of Pentacles here, which just means a shift in the household. A Lover's card again. Holy, what is... All right, you guys. I know you're good for this. When you can tell me what this is, please do. Because, I mean, this really it feels like there's a lot that happened in this morning's energy or overnight or something that's been... It's like it's been percolating, but something has happened. Something has emerged, and it is very much relevant to the energy of the bond between the two of you. And I feel like you both are going to be feeling that. I don't know how much of this is like, is this all active, conscious happening? That part, it feels a little bit dreamlike too. That's the only thing that kind of gets me is like, what is this? It doesn't necessarily seem like somebody has sold a house. You know, it seems like the concept of it has come up and created a big issue, you know. Knight of Swords in the reverse, there is a real chance that this person, there's a flip or fly sort of feel to it. Flipping would be if they all of a sudden decide to run and hide and then try, and it turns into some kind of cycle, and they go back and try to fix whatever this is, which will never be the same, by the way. Or they've got a, you know what? I got to move forward. I deserve better. And the thing that bothers me about this is they are not necessarily, this is not necessarily where they excel right now, because they're this type of issue, the flip or fly situation, works best when you have a solid connection to your higher self. And right now, that's not what I'm feeling with them. So that worries me a little bit, because you may find them going off and hiding and basically being harder to reach than even what they've been before. But this connection has been, they have made some progress in that connection with their higher self. So I wouldn't rule out them being able to utilize that. However, with the Ace of Swords, we also see them hiding behind a great deal of fear. So I'm starting to think that it's a greater number of you where there's change that's happened in their house rather than you woke up and things were on fire. It feels much more like them. But the lessons that they are in the midst of taking rapid fire right now are super related to the elements that they've learned with you. For sure, someone has, in some cases, there are going to be people that are now much more aware of your existence, or much more aware that a relationship like yours exists. But in some cases, it's not so much going to be that. It's going to be more around there's movement in those lessons that they would associate with you, but it's not movement that involves you. It's something that's precipitated by whatever's happening in this third-party situation. It is not... it really does feel like it's on fire. It doesn't feel like it's a good thing. It feels like it's maybe not needed movement, but not in any way a comfortable place. So if you woke up feeling like a little bit of anxiety, maybe a lot of anxiety, this explains it. That's what's in the air. This is a high anxiety sort of feeling. What do you need to know about this? Let's see what you need to know. Let's see what you need to know. We'll see what you need to do. This is... it's one of those things that, you know, if you get communication today, beware, because this is somebody coming out of a wild and crazy place. Seven of Cups in the reverse, okay? So what you need to know is there are a million different ways you could play this. You have, well, I don't know about a million, but you got a lot of options. You got a lot of options, but you don't necessarily have a lot of knowledge of which options you should be taking. However, what you do have is this Seven of Swords in the reverse behavior, which, or not necessarily just behavior, hopefully it yields behavior, because what it is a self-trust. I really like the way that feels. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, more along the lines of that Seven of Swords. This is hitting you at a time where, oh no, you're not the same person that you were, okay? You're not the same person that you were. You have come a long way with the Seven of Swords and with the Eight of Pentacles. You've come a long way. So you're very aware then when you make a decision that involves allowing yourself to ignore some sort of truth. be really careful, you guys. Don't embed yourself in this situation if you can avoid it. And that's what I worry about with this Ace of Swords. Just that it's possible. You have all of the options out and available to you. Anything could pretty much happen. So use the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles energy that you've built up, just to make sure that you're doing the right things. Once again, this keeps coming out, the message of doing the right things for the right reasons. Make sure that's what you're doing and that you can answer to yourself, because I feel like you're going to answer to yourself. So that's not a problem if you can say, honestly, I support what I've done, or I don't support what I've done. I definitely see, you know, where I went wrong, but I accept the person that I was. That's a much more difficult path to tread than I support what I've done. So if you can go the I support what I've done route, do things that you're later going to support, this is going to be vastly better than having to essentially forgive yourself for them. So you've got the Six of Pentacles. Okay, be very careful. This is the energy of somebody coming in to give you less than what you deserve, okay? It could be your person coming back almost in a grasping sort of, help me, I'm in this terrible situation energetically or emotionally rather. And they're not going to say energetically, but you know, they could say that they're in a very difficult situation emotionally and they need your help. That's okay, but be aware they're not here to return the favor. I do feel though that you are gonna, I feel like you get it. I feel like you get that, and you know that there is, if anyone is coming to you, if your person is coming to you, then it is an unhealed version of that person. The Sire of Cups says there is definitely some opportunity for emotion here. So this is not an all is lost type of situation. If this person does reach out to you and you choose to accept them into your communications, then you actually stand to see some progress with them, but know that they're coming off of something pretty tumultuous that they've been avoiding. Because I get that too, that there's been a lot of avoidance on their part around this. Seven of Wands is confidence, but it's false confidence. The Star is, well, it's leading them in a direction that they can't not go this direction. So it's false confidence, but that's what they've kind of got to use in order to get themselves to move forward. And it's how the ones that reach out to you end up reaching out to you. But it is kind of a false confidence. So the Star energy is, it's very much a destiny energy, so they're seeing that correctly. They are seeing that, yes, there's a soul bond here and that you're supposed to feel comfortable with this person enough to be able to reach out ultimately when you get to a certain place. Now, my question is, are they truly in that place? So we have the Page of Pentacles here saying that they recognize a need within themselves to learn a little bit more or to be open to the lessons, but it doesn't tell me that they've actively learned the lessons. So in yesterday's reading, we saw that you were going to figure out how far you had come. I feel like this is possibly the situation where you come across that information. Okay, so we've got the Hermit. You're going to feel unprepared, like you didn't learn enough when you were off solving things, because you have to catch things by the tail. If you don't catch it when it triggers you, you run the risk of not being able to resolve something fully. And this is, so this now very much connects with yesterday's extended reading. This feels like the thing that you missed an opportunity on, okay? And by missing an opportunity, I mean you feel as if you somehow, with the Sun in the reverse, that's a missed opportunity. With the Hermit in reverse, that's, I didn't find the wisdom when I had the opportunity. I didn't take it when I had the opportunity. So this is a perception, if you recall, in yesterday's reading that is going to be baked away when you start to think about this. So little Sire of Swords energy applied to this, a little bit of logic put on this, you're going to be like, hold on. I did not actually miss an opportunity here. Yes, I could have gotten more wisdom, but I've got enough. Got enough to be able to handle this situation. And I feel like you do have enough to be able to handle this situation. But it may catch you off guard a little bit. You've got Five of Wands here. It initiates a bit of a struggle. And the first thing you think is, oh, I don't have time for this, you know. First response is usually the correct one. So, you know, keep in mind that you don't want to engage anything that is heavy on this Six of Pentacles in the reverse, unequal energy going back and forth. So if you engage in any sort of struggle in this, just be aware that you're probably utilizing energy you're not going to get back during this process. So again, make sure you're doing things for the right reasons, because you've got somebody here that basically needs you for what they need you for, and then they don't need you. So keep that in mind. This is the Knight of Wands, that typical player card that, yeah, I rarely use that term, but it's totally coming out here. So it's got a little bit of that sense to it. And then over here, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. This is that tendency that they have to run and hide. So heads up, this is something that could be happening within them. It may come across as a little more understandable when they do it this time, but it doesn't change the fact that they're still likely to do it. Okay, let's look at what you should be doing about this. So we've looked at what kind of the energy was. There's a huge shift happening. Looks like in a lot of cases it's with them. Then what you need to know about it, they may be heading your way. Be graceful, but realize, don't put any more energy into this than you want to get out of it, or than you are prepared to lose, because you are not necessarily going to have it returned to you. But what you need to do about it, you've got the Page of Wands. So this is communication. It's a curiosity. It's a willingness to listen more than anything else. There's a willingness to be open to new experiences. And that's what's being requested of you here. You're not specifically being asked to do anything. Utilize that temperance and that foundation that you've been building. Again, a reference to yesterday's reading, and honestly, several of our recent readings. The work that you've been doing has been giving you a nice foundation, such that when you have significant change, you are not as likely to have to have breakage that goes as deep, because you have already done so much rebuilding of that foundation by allowing things to break down. So now you got the Ten of Wands. This is that reminder to, as things come in, as decisions come in, evaluate them independently and determine if they are really, like, is it my problem? Is it not my problem? That's kind of the question that you're asking. But you also, that breaks down to a more complex problem, where is it your responsibility versus how much are you invested in the result of this? And those kind of come out to whether or not it's your problem. So you need to be thinking about that, but you'll be astounded by how many things are not your problem. So make sure that you're, again, utilizing the right amount of effort toward things that are your problem versus things that are not, because right now you might be carrying, or inclined to carry, a little too much weight. You got the Tower in reverse here. So just a reminder, we looked at yesterday, this came out, and the concept of not wanting to move into a change that seems like it's a significant and difficult change. So it may be a significant change, but it's not a particularly difficult one, and you'll wish you had made it sooner. Lean into this Tower energy when it comes to you. This is that opportunity to break things down. It seems like it's going to break you down. You're like, darn it, I just rebuilt this. And the good news is it doesn't break you down that much. It just breaks down some stuff that then you're able to rebuild with relative ease. Because of this, with the Five of Pentacles, you have had, and we saw this come out yesterday too, just a lot of tie-in to yesterday's reading, and in particular that extended reading. But there's a lot of a feeling of that healing that's been done on your side. In a lot of cases, this has to do with healing around abandonment injury. You got a Page of Cups, and you got an Eight of Swords. Okay, so you have a tendency to overthink things in this energy, but try to apply your logic to that, because the overthinking is kind of almost an emotional response, and your logical response will scale that back somewhat, which is good, because it looks like you've got some communication coming. And again, we're seeing, I think we've seen this in several readings in a row now, maybe, for you. Truths coming out, information coming out. So you've got communication coming and truth coming out. And so you don't want to be in a place where you're overthinking everything. You definitely want to be able to hear what is honestly being spoken to you or communicated to you, so that you can take it for what it is. Because if it's your person, we already know that they're having some challenges with feeling like they botch a delivery of some of the communication. So you've got the Temperance card coming in here in the reverse. And what really gets me here is it feels like this is someone else's lack of balance coming in and impacting you. But with your balance being the way that it is, and we even saw it come out up here, I feel like you're going to be fine with it. You're still going to be able to move into this new opportunity. Feel like this is still associated with a new soulmate, and I do not feel like it interferes with this old soulmate in any way. So this person can still come in and have a communication with you, and you're able to freely move into basically a totally new situation. With this 10 of Wands here, it's a further reminder that you absolutely are going to want to make sure you're not picking up responsibilities that don't suit you, or that don't that are a little bit too heavily weighted toward you, where they need to be more, the weight needs to be somewhere else. Just something to keep in mind as you're moving through this energy. You may have someone wanting to lean on you, that you have to say, all right, you know what, I'll provide some support for you, but I also am going to say there's some boundaries here. And to go forward in love, it's important for you to realize that part of the reason that you'd be receiving that communication is because this is a person who feels comfortable with you on a deep soul level. Even if they don't necessarily feel comfortable with you as much in the physical realm, and a lot of them don't for a variety of reasons that ultimately come back to shame that they feel or regret that they feel, things we've seen come out in the past few days. But you continuing to lead with love is going to bring about a shift and a transformation. So we see like a phoenix rising out of this Queen of Cups. And in this deck, this almost always comes out for me when this card comes out. You get the sense of transformation and change that is brought about by the love, the unconditional love that you get from the Queen of Cups. So it's basically steady as she goes. Continue on with the love and with being guided in love. That's going to be what allows you to maintain that solid foundation. But by all means, when this change looks like it's coming for you, lean into it, because again, like we saw over here, your biggest opportunity to grab a change by the tail and really engage it is when the triggering first occurs. So, I guess keep me posted. I'm super curious to understand what's happening in your person's life, or maybe even in some of your lives, that merits this sudden shift of energy and this sudden reading that we needed to do. Like, what even is this? We woke up with this crazy different sort of feeling and just want to understand what it is. So it's definitely something shifting for sure. Maybe we'll see what tomorrow's reading is going to be about. I'll listen for your responses on this, and that's, I think, where we'll go into what we're going to talk about for tomorrow. So thanks for being here with me for this one. Again, no extended on this, but I'll see you again tomorrow.